I feel it in my bones. 2026 is going to be an incredible year for cinema. So here are my top most anticipated films this year. Some you've heard of and some you probably haven't, in no particular order. The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan is my favorite director of all time, as I'm sure he is for many, and I think he's one of the only directors that could do justice to a story so many have said is unadaptable because of its magnitude. I've been on and off rereading the books just to prepare. There are so many aspects of this that are so exciting to me, the cast being one of them because it is staggering in the best way, but I cannot wait to see his take on this classic. I just know it's going to be so stunning to look at. Comes out July 17th, Christopher Nolan's lucky day. Another classic book adaptation that I'm deeply invested in. The trailer gave me chills. The fall in love again and again, fall in love again and again. This will undoubtedly have me on my hands and knees at the movie theater. I'm so excited the book is ready and downloaded on my Kindle for a reread ASAP. Comes out on Valentine's Day, which is absolutely perfect. My favorite movie genre is sci-fi, so a movie like Project Hail Mary is right up my alley. It's another book adaptation from the man who wrote The Martian, Andy Weir, which I'm a huge fan of, the book and the film. It's about an astronaut who's the sole survivor on a last chance mission to save humanity, and not only does he have to battle memory loss after a space incident, but he also has to navigate it while being alone with a laundry list of other complications. I haven't read the book yet, but it's been on my list for a while now, and I just purchased it, so it's coming in the mail. The film comes out March 20th. Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out this year, you guys, and you guys already know I'm one of the biggest Spider-Man fans, so I am unwell. He is everything to me. This film is going to be monumental, and I'm hands down more excited about Brand New Day than Doomsday. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still really excited about Doomsday, but Brand New Day, Spider-Man, that's my baby. And this story in the comics is genuinely one of the best. Check out my video where I do a little comic breakdown, and let me know if you guys want more videos like that from me, because I would love to make them. I love talking comics with you guys. Comes out July 31st. Speaking of Marvel, of course Doomsday is on this list. And I know the fandom is kind of divided, but regardless of how we feel right now, we all know our asses are going to be in those seats, shaking with anticipation. Comes out December 18th. And speaking of another film that has me shaking with anticipation, Dune Part 3. And what I'm guessing is Dune Messiah. Has it been confirmed yet? Not that it really needs to be confirmed because it's kind of obvious, I mean, right? I am deeply invested in this world, and how Denis Villeneuve has been able to translate these books to film has been one of the best book to film adaptations of all time, in my opinion. It's set to come out a few days after Doomsday on December 25th. And my question to you guys is, will you be participating in Doomsday? I know I will. Like, I'm gonna see them separately, literally midnight, but I also want to carve out a day to see them together. And speaking of one of the best book to film adaptations, I'm a huge Hunger Games fan. So obviously Sunrise on the Reaping is at the tippy top of my list. I think it's one of the best books Suzanne has ever written, and the damn chokehold it's had on me since its release. I always knew Haymitch's story would absolutely destroy me, and for those of us who've read the book, I've read it twice for some reason. Even though we know what we're in store for, I don't even think we're properly prepared. Like, literally bring out the stretcher for me as soon as the credits roll. Comes out November 20th. Great little birthday week present for me. The Devil Wears Prada 2. I'm so sad that I'm astral projecting myself into the movie theater as we speak, and the theater employees are asking themselves why this apparition is talking too damn much. That's all. Comes out May 1st. And speaking of Anne Hathaway getting butts in seats, Mother Mary is so intriguing to me. This is the third film she has coming out this year, and even though I personally don't do well with horror films, this one I'm making an exception for, because this musical drama with supernatural elements is really doing something for me personally. Also comes out spring 2026 and is having a year. And speaking of another star that's having a huge year, my girl, Zendaya. Her new film, The Drama, with Robert Pattinson looks amazing. Z's gonna be in 4 films this year. The Odyssey, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Dune Part 3, and The Drama. But I'm so geeked about this pairing, like, I love them both. And I just think they both have range that, like, will be studied for decades to come. Comes out April 3rd. Speaking of actors with range, Millie Alcock being cast as Supergirl is truly so exciting. Not just for someone who absolutely obsessed over her in House of the Dragon, but because I think she'll bring a layer of complexity to Supergirl that we've all been waiting for. And after the success of Superman, fans like myself are so excited excited to see what James Gunn has in store for this world. Comes out June 26th. I'm so excited for this new Steven Spielberg film, Disclosure Day. Coleman Domingo, who I love, is in it, along with Emily Blunt, Colin Firth, Josh O'Connor, Wyatt Russell. Coleman even said he cried while reading the script because he felt it was one of the most beautiful stories about our humanity he's ever read. It's also another sci-fi film, and y'all already know that's right up my alley. And if you haven't seen the trailer, do yourself a favor. Comes out June 12th. Undertone is a new A24 suspense film that follows a podcaster that gets sent a couple's paranormal recordings, and as she's listening to their story, she realizes it parallels her own. The trailer is insane, and even though I usually don't do horror films, I'm so sad for this one, especially because A24 films are historically really well done. Comes out March 13th. The new Michael Jackson biopic looks really good, and I'm even more intrigued because his nephew Jafar Jackson is playing him, and not only is the resemblance uncanny, but he got his voice and his mannerisms down to a T. It's insane. It comes out in April. We don't have a lot of information yet on The Social Reckoning, but it's set to come out sometime October this year, and it's basically the sequel to The Social Network. For the youngins, that's the movie about how Facebook and Meta came to be. You know, the one where Andrew's screaming about his Prada flip-flops? Yeah, that's the one. Jeremy Strong is playing Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg. Mikey Madison, great casting, is playing the whistleblower who exposes internal documents, and Jeremy Allen White is playing Jeff Horowitz, the investigative reporter who broke the story to the Wall Street Journal. Now, can I tell y'all about a film that I admittedly don't have the highest hopes for, but that I'm still intrigued by? Gale Yellow Brick Road is a dark fantasy horror film related to the world of The Wizard of Oz. It's the story about Dorothy Gale's granddaughter, Emily, who, after being warned by her grandmother Dorothy, gets pulled into the world of The Wizard of Oz that's now been transformed into a twisted land of horrors. Horrors, not whores. And the tagline is, Dorothy was just the beginning. It's only having a limited release in theaters for one night only on February 11th. So I'm really debating on getting tickets, but if you're an A-list member like I am, they don't let you use your membership to cover this. So I'm like, should I just wait? The trailer does look really intriguing though, so there's that. I might have to get tickets. I just might. Another gothic fantasy horror film coming out this year that I'm really intrigued by is the new Dracula film. If you haven't watched the trailer, please go do so. The theme of reincarnation really intrigued me, and while retellings of vampire stories, especially Dracula's, are getting a little old, this one looks really promising and it's giving me Nosferatu vibes. Comes out February 6th. Moana live action comes out this year. And while I'm not necessarily intrigued by Disney continuing to recycle its material over and over again, we know they particularly love a cash cow. I'll be the first one to admit that some of these live action films have actually kind of surprised me and have been quite charming. And I love Moana. It's set to come out July 10th. Dead Man's Wire is the kind of suspense film that I live for. It's based on a true hostage situation from 1977 where a man named Tony feels like he's been cheated by his mortgage company, something so many people unfortunately can relate to, and he takes the president of that company hostage. It stars Bill Skarsgård, Coleman Domingo, who I absolutely love, and Al Pacino. Like, sign me up for a good time. It released January 9th, and girl, I already got my ticket. Crime 101, the cast is kind of insane. Mark Ruffalo, I love that man. Chris Hemsworth, I love that man times two. Halle Berry, Barry Keoghan, and it's a heist movie. Like, say less. Comes out February 13th. Now, I know this next one is for kids, but the magic faraway tree looks so whimsical and charming, and one of my favorite humans of all time, Andrew Garfield, is in it, as well as Nicola, aka Miss Penelope Featherington. And while I didn't grow up familiar with these books, it seems like a lovely little story, and the trailer looks amazing. Comes out March 27th in the UK, and it's slated for a US release in the fall. And that was my list for my top most anticipated films of 2026. I know it was a long one, I know it was a doozy, but I'm really excited for this year in cinema, and I can't wait to bring you guys more film reviews because those are truly some of my favorite videos to film. I also just love going to the cinema. There's nothing quite like it.